Yeah.
Oh yeah, and we are now live, people.
We are? What? Huh?
What's up, Shep? What's up, people? We're finally back. To all the viewers out there, it's my fault. A lot of things been coming up. I don't expect you guys to understand. The ones that do, even though you don't know anything, I appreciate it. The ones that don't, okay, no big deal. But we're here anyway. Now I gotta let my panelists go ahead and introduce themselves, and you can go first, Mr. Red Fox.
Yo, it's Mr. Red Fox. It's been a while, but I'm glad to be back on because I like hanging out with these guys and talking about video games because that's important too, folks. So yeah, I'm glad to be here. So time to get a little foxy.
All right. Anyone else go next?
Hello, this is Kenoshi.
Uh,
Hello?
no, go
Go ahead,
ahead.
Kenoshi.
Oh, this is Kenoshi Nito here to say that Juicy Fruit is dead and gone. So congratulations, everyone. Mission accomplished. We can now go home.
And go ahead, Sprite.
Remix here, long time no see, and surprisingly, things have been pretty calm. Like I don't have that's like hardly any negative Nintendo news. I'm like, you sure we're living in the real world?
I have to agree, man. And Shep, you still there?
Don't mind me, I'm eating. What's up, people?
All right. Am I forgetting anyone?
I'm about to do the same thing.
Is anyone else? All right. Well, today is going to be a relatively short podcast. We won't go on all night. 'Cause I know we're starting late. But let's talk about a few key topics. I know usually our thing is we don't really have any, selected topics. We just a free topic podcast. But I have a few I would at least want to bring up. And first and foremost, let's talk about this Street Fighter V waifu costume DLC. I bring that up because I know, Sprite, you are a big Street Fighter fan. You love 2D fighters, and you own the game on PC. And I also know Shep about the collector's edition for the PS4. And of course, this is not to put you guys on blast and like that, but I just want to know how you guys felt about,
There's more
costume
DLC. There's more DLC coming. I haven't been paying attention.
They're actually
Honestly,
making a workplace or like work uniform DLC. Truly, like they got Alex in like a construction man's outfit. Of course, they got Chun Li in a business suit and a
Man,
business
I haven't
shirt.
touched. Man, I haven't touched that game since
He got
December.
quiet on the skirt part.
I'm just tired of paying for skins.
That's saying something. By the way, if I haven't touched the game in like 6 months.
I'm just tired of paying for skins, so I'm not doing it.
I
Unless
don't
they come
think
up,
they
let's come up.
copies.
Can you guys hear me? Am I talking to myself?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah,
No,
I
You say
hear
you're
you.
tired of paying. You say you're tired of paying for skins and what else, Shep?
Yeah, just saying, like, I'm just not gonna waste my time with that. I mean, the whole point of this, now if they actually had new move sets or new maps and like actual more content, I would have thought about it. But skins, nah, screw that. Skins ain't that important.
So you don't want to see Chun Li in the business skirt, man?
I like to see Chun-Li in a lot of things, but I ain't paying for it.
Oh, okay, okay.
There's
Anyone
there,
else?
there, there's ways around getting it for free. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, here you go with the mod community. Shut up. We've seen so many different modded out one
I'm
inch
old
bikini
school.
suits.
I'm old school. I just unlock what I can unlock, and I can't unlock it. I don't need it.
But I mean, it's not just that game, but it's just a lot of games now. You got to pay for skins. I'm like, why can't it be unlockable like back in the day?
I
Gotta
can
make our
agree.
money.
Desperate and they need money. That's why.
Because because look at Smash Brothers. I didn't spend a single dime on those fucking me skins. No,
Well, Nintendo's
I
behind
don't.
the times, so you have to
I
remember
don't, I
that.
don't believe. I don't believe in paying for stuff like that.
Well, I mean, the Me skins, like everyone keeps on always talking about the Super Smash Brothers DLC. That wasn't Nintendo's call because look at the games that Nintendo has done that didn't have Namco Bandai involved with it and the DLC they had for that. Like Fantasy Life had like one like $7.99 or something like that, and you got like an entire extra area. Mario Kart 8 had like 2 bits of DLC that were like $13.99 or like $11.99, and you got a whole bunch of stuff with it. And like Breath of the Wild, like $20, and you get a whole bunch of other stuff that's going to come as time goes on. Like those games, they tend to be very economical with their DLC. But I mean, you look at Smash Brothers, and it's like $3.99, $4.99, $7.99, 99 cents, $1.99, $2.99. It's like, who comes up with these prices? I mean, this is Nintendo's trying to screw me over. But then if you look at Namco Bandai's other games, like especially their RPGs, you look at the pricing, you're like, oh, I see where this pricing is coming from. Because Namco Bandai is notorious for that. If you have like any of their Tales games for PS3 or PS4 that have DLC, the pricing it's like looking at the Twin. If you look at the pricing between that and Smash Brothers 4.
Well, to me, Nintendo, when it comes to DLC, Nintendo's only, I won't say piss me off, but they've given me pause in one scenario, and it's what Sprite mentioned earlier. It's Smash Brothers. Now, I do know that they had it where you can buy it for like 79 cents, which is still cheaper than what most developers try to charge you today. It is, but just like Nduo always says, I'm not paying for skins. If they're included, that's one thing, but I'm not going to buy a skin. But the Smash Brothers model, although somewhat passable, I won't say it's really acceptable. I will say this. I think those, like for example, I think I should have got the Mii outfits, the Mega Man Mii outfit and stuff like that. I think I should have got that for free if I had the Mega Man amiibo.
Well, my good man, we agree with you on that, but let's be real. That's Namco's influence.
Yep.
It's like to me, it's like, okay, if I have this amiibo and you have a skin for this particular character, or hell, in my opinion, if I had the Ryu amiibo, I should have got some kind of Capcom skin for free. Why can't I even unlock Ryu because I have the Mega Man amiibo, or even the Ryu amiibo that I bought? Why can't I just unlock them like that? Because I'm paying for something that has both the collector's value as well as it unlocks digital content in a game.
Yeah.
So if I have that amiibo, why can't I just automatically have this character instead of having to pay for it? In addition to the
Now, speaking of DLC, I will tell you some shit that's total bullshit on Nintendo's part. The fact that they're selling Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for $60, normal retail price.
Yeah, you know,
you're essentially paying $60 for DLC that should have came to the Wii U version.
Hey, but people wanted, but Red Fox, people wanted Nintendo to get with the times, and here they are with the full price.
And I'm calling. Look, but here's the thing: people call me a Nintendo fan. Oh, you're a Nintendo fan. You're such a Nintendo fan. But I've said this before: when Nintendo starts doing bullshit, I will be the first person to say, you know what, that ain't right. And I'll just be the first person to say it. You know what? Charging people $60 for a game that like 80%, like 85% of the game is virtually the same as what you had on the Wii U, aside from a little bit of, some technical stuff.
I'll say this about Mario Kart 8. I do believe that one of maybe a few things should have happened. Since the Nintendo Network ID has been now linked to my Nintendo, if you have a Mario Kart 8 maybe save file with maybe X amount of hours on it, I mean, of course, I think that you should be able to get this game, at least digitally, for this kind of rate. One, that's one thing they could have done. Two, since it is a port and it's adding a few more modes, so look at the first Mario Kart, Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. $60 at retail at release is still $60 today, to be honest. And the DLC, the best price for it is buying them both simultaneously, which is a total of $12. So we're talking a $72 game plus tax. Okay, you're including all this to $60 and then some. So in that regard, I can kind of understand the pricing point because technically it is cheaper. You're not having to buy DLC. You're saving $12 and you're getting extra modes, the extra battle modes, whatever. But I agree with you. I think it shouldn't have been no more than about a good $50. I think it should have been a maximum price, $50, because it is indeed a whole game.
I think $50 would have been $50 would have been fair. Really, this game should be like 40. Like $39.99. $39.99. Because I mean, it's a fucking port with content that I mean, the extra content that they're adding should have been.
Truth be told, it
on
should
the
have been
Wii U.
on the original. Yeah, it should have been on the original Wii U version, anyways.
But I actually asked Sprite and a few other people this past week. I said, do you think that Nintendo will actually patch in that content later on down the road, maybe like a year later?
No.
At this point, I don't think so. It'd be cool if they did, but realistically, I don't think that's happening.
But the reason I asked that is because the people that own the Mario Kart 8, we feel we're being shitted on, right? We kind of feel we're being shitted on.
We are getting shitted on.
Okay,
They're not kind of. We are.
It's already happened.
I mean,
What are you talking about? I'm wiping it off.
But technically, we already have the game on Wii U, so we're not really missing anything except battle mode. However,
that's what I wanted the most.
But I was going to say that if you think about it, if you give the Switch version a year to get whatever sales that you lost in the Wii U due to its install base, and maybe even rope in new players to buy the Switch or whatever, there should be no issue with you releasing that same content, patching it in, a year later. Because guess what? The Wii U, you're not making any more consoles, but you can probably rope those back in that already have the game.
Here's what I'm going to say. I agree. So go ahead, Chip.
No, I'll make my statement after. Go for it.
Okay, I agree, but here's what I say. You know what? Nintendo's gonna shit on me as someone who bought that game day one, $60. Well, that's okay. You're not gonna respect my money because you're gonna take content that should have came to the Wii U version of the game, and I'm not hearing that shit. You can only do this on the Switch. Fuck you. No. But you know what? That's all right, because I'm not gonna buy the damn game until it like I see a really good sale or I basically get a really good deal someplace. Or I might not buy it because I played Mario Kart 8, like a lot of it when it first came out, but I haven't really touched the game in like over a year and a half now. So I mean, I got my money's worth out of it. So I just won't buy the game. I mean, I've never been a huge Mario Kart fan anyway. I always like everyone loved Mario Kart 64. I was more than Diddy Kong Racing, so I'm not really.
The reality is that Nintendo is doing this because they saw their competition doing this, and it worked for them, and they got decent sales. They're like, hey,
but you know what?
We can do the same thing.
Yep.
But Kenosha, I can give Nintendo credit in one area, although they are essentially copying what their competitors have been doing, and because these dumbass sheeple have been requesting the bad consumer practices of other developers. They've been begging Nintendo to do the same thing and get with the times. It's their fault. But I can say, even still, I think Nintendo's doing a better job than third-party developers, because we've seen ports on other systems, like Last of Us Remastered. And that port, although it included the little DLC you can buy for the game, and it had a higher, resolution and shit like that, higher frame rate. I mean, I get it. But at the exact same time, that game was $60. That game was less than 1 year old. And like I say, I give Nintendo, even though it's not much better, I can admit that it's almost essentially the same. They still got a leg up on the competition in terms of the way they're doing it and how they're offering it, because Mario Kart 8 was already a fully featured game, and the DLC made it even more so. And we're getting all that plus the extra mode, the battle mode, plus the modes within battle mode, and extra characters.
I hear all of that, but as far as I'm concerned, here's the thing: we haven't seen a game that has come to the system yet that really showcases we could only do this on the Switch. Even Splatoon 2, none of that shit really. It's like we could only do this on the Switch. So like I haven't seen like they're porting over from what I've seen, like the games that I'm seeing from Nintendo that are on the Switch, they feel to me like they were like, the Wii U's failing, let's move these projects over to our next home console. That's what they feel like.
I get what you're saying with that, and I can to some extent agree. But when I look at the Switch, although I love the console, I play it every goddamn day. I truly do. So does my wife.
Yeah.
I can say this. unlike past consoles like the Wii that gave us the motion controls, like the Wii U that gave us asymmetric gameplay with gyroscope and motion controls, things like that, this system, its catch is not some unique technology. There is nothing this system is really doing outside of HD Rumble that makes me feel like we're going to get a game that's like this going to be done on the Switch. If you're
It's
talking about
portable.
if you're talking about using HD Rumble, yeah, maybe, but that's not a, to me that's not a serious thing that make you feel like, oh yeah, this is something you're going to get here. This system's catch is the fact that play it at home, play it on the go, play it with friends.
Yeah,
Anywhere
that
you are.
for
And to me,
me.
we're never gonna get a game that feels like for example, Nintendo Land, that's not gonna work on PC. Nintendo
Yeah,
Land's not gonna work on PS4. Just like, for example, Super Mario 64 was not gonna work on the PS1. It just wasn't. It
yeah,
wasn't gonna work that way. So this system, it feels more like a Super NES in that hey, it is up to par with the competition, but it's not gonna give you that unique feature that makes you know for a fact that you can't get this anywhere else. This system is more like, hey, any game released on the system, play it at home, play it on the go. That's it. And I'm not expecting any game to come out for the Switch that I feel like it can't be done anywhere else. I can say that about a lot of Wii U games, but for the Switch, I can't say that.
yeah. That's the thing. That's the one thing that kind of bothers me about the system a little bit is like I'm not seeing anything that makes me say, oh my god, this could only be done on the Switch, and that kind of bothers me a bit.
The thing is, I don't really think we're gonna see this a lot. I think we've hit this sort of. I don't like. There has to be a better word for this because I don't like diminishing returns because
Listen,
they
Nintendo,
they,
I know what you're getting at.
Nintendo gave
I
in
think
to
the
the
Switch
third
is the
party.
only.
I'm gonna finish real quick. Yeah, never mind. Go on.
Oh, hold on, Kenosha, were you going to say the word gimmick?
Yeah, I was not gimmick, but I was gonna say diminishing along the lines
Return.
of kind of diminishing returns. Like, of course, games could look better and they could do a lot more things, but at the current state of eh, financial, financial resources for all these companies, they have to they have to they have to create ways in which you interact with the game. So it's
And, and what I would add to that, I agree with you. What I would add to that is that I think we're at a point technology like, to me this is the first time in a long time Nintendo has released a console that according to the typical gamer doesn't have a quote unquote gimmick. The Wii had Waggle, the Wii U had asymmetric gameplay. The 64 had basically had the controller with the 3D. Like there is no this system is like a Super NES to me. It had or even the GameCube. There really is no gimmick for
Well,
this
I mean,
system.
there is a gimmick.
At least not like a technical gimmick. I would say that.
Well, I mean, no, that is the technical gimmick is the only thing is that it's a refined gimmick. It's like, okay, the Wii, they're like, well, I mean, the great thing about the Switch is that you can pick it up and you can go other places. You can take your game anywhere. That's cool. You could kind of do that to a limited extent with the Wii U. It's just this is more of a refined version of that gimmick.
no. This is I would even go so far to argue that this is it's not only the Wii U, revisited, but in a way, it's kind of the Sega Game Gear revisited because that's
No, 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 no.
be
Don't put the bad mouth on that. Don't put the bad mouth on them because
Wait, hold on,
no, because
Red
that's
can
what the
see where you're
Sega
coming from
Game Gear
because
was trying to
no,
do. You could play
it's the
Genesis.
Nomad. It's the Nomad.
You talking about the Nomad?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
the Nomad
Nomad.
actually took Genesis cartridges.
Yeah, don't put bad luck on Nintendo like that with the game here. Don't do that, man. They need all the help they can get. Don't
No,
do
but
that.
that's where a lot of those ideas started. Was
Well,
the Game Gear and the Nomad?
I agree.
I
I agree
mean,
with Kenosha, and I say that
you
because
can't.
if you look at the Switch, that's what it really is. It's basically the same concept. It's not that no one's done it before. People typically release stuff like this years after the console they're intending to make portable and or emulate. In
yeah.
this case, it's simultaneous. The new console is also it can be taken on the go. It's not something like they have a Wii U, then all of a sudden they have a Wii U Power like handheld 3 or 4 years later. This is not that. It's
Yeah.
happening at the same time. That's the only difference.
Well, the
Like,
thing
here's
about
the thing.
the
Here's the thing
biggest.
here's the thing that bothers me about the Switch, and pun intended when I get to my statement. The Switch to me feels like the Wii U. They took a Wii U, they made a more powerful Wii U. They switched the name and added Wii Motion 3.0 as the controllers, and like they're selling it to people. Like Nintendo pulled what they did with from the GameCube to the Wii all over again to these people who were like, "Oh man, I hated the Wii U, but I bought a Switch." You do realize the Switch is just like it's a more
True.
powerful Wii U, you dumb bastard.
Well, the thing about the Switch is that for a lot of gamers it looks more attractive. Like the Wii and the Wii U kind of looked more. I hate to
Yeah,
say
they were kiddie. Yeah,
They look like toys. Why?
yeah.
Well, I
But
think
this
a lot
looks
of
like a toy too. It's small. It fits in your pocket. The little Joy-Cons look like something a little kid would have. I mean, like here's the thing: the same people who were bitching about how they didn't like the Wii U. It felt clunky. I don't like this. I don't get this tablet controller. These are the same people who now are like, man, I'm loving this Switch. It's fucking awesome. I'm like,
well, what I mean.
you're like a dude who married a woman, and you guys have been married for 25 years, and you're like, man, my wife can't do anything. She's no damn good, and she can't do anything in the sack. And then one night you get really drunk, and you go out dancing, and you meet some fine chick made up all nice, take her home, and she rocks your world. She just you lose your shit. You wake up in the morning, you look over, and it's your wife, and you're like, oh my God. This is literally, in this case, the same people who were bitching about their wife before they got drunk, and now they woke up and rocked the world. They look over, and it's their wife just with a little bit of different makeup. That's it. It's the same. Like literally, the Switch is a Wii U 2.0.
Wait.
I agree. I agree with you. I'm just saying, like aesthetic. I meant by it doesn't look like a toy to most people. Aesthetically, it doesn't. It looks more like like a
The Wii U was the prototype. This is the finished
Xbox
product.
One, Xbox One or PS4. It looks like to them, it looks like it can sit comfortably, but next to
Yeah. They don't feel embarrassed.
PS4.
Like they felt embarrassed over their Wii. Now, here's the thing. Look in terms of fun that I had on a console. I have to say, during the 7th gen, I had way more fun with my Wii and my PC than I had with my PS3. So, I mean, in terms of like games that I had fun with and people that I had fun playing that game, like hundreds of hours on Brawl, hundreds of hours on Twilight Princess, hundreds of hours in Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, hundreds of hours in Pikmin, like Metroid Prime Trilogy. I had hundreds, just tons of shit in those games. But I really I don't know, like people feel ashamed to have fun with a console. Like they can't deal with the fact you're playing with essentially a high-tech toy.
Cinematic experiences, grand journeys, and all this other nonsense. They can't use the word fun. They can never use
I was playing a game. They can't use I was playing a game. It's like I'm enjoying this hardcore experience because I shot this guy in the head.
Well, just so we can get back on topic, I do want to bring up one more thing about DLC. It is part of one of the topics here. We already talked about the Street Fighter V DLC. Let's talk about another DLC where I thought was pointless. And I actually made a video about this last week. The Forza DLC with they actually signed a deal with Microsoft signed I think like a 6-year deal with Porsche.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's to have the vehicles in their game exclusively, or just to make sure they can actually have them in Forza. I'm not sure if it'd be exclusive or not. I don't know.
I think it's exclusive.
But to me, I could be wrong, but let me preface by saying this, okay? I'm a big Forza fan.
Mm-hmm.
And before the Sony ponies jump on me, I'm also a big Gran Turismo fan. I have the first 4 games, the ones that actually mattered, okay? 5 and 6 and the rest of them, they're BS. But Forza took the crown. I have Forza 3, 4, and I have Forza Horizon 1 and 3. So don't say shit to me, all right? Moving on. Why would you go out of your way to secure a deal for a single car manufacturer when I don't think anyone, and I do mean anyone that's a fan of this game, has actually turned around and said on the past games, you know what, I wanted Forza, but they didn't have Porsche, so I'm not going to buy it. Because
Um,
racing sims are niche, it's a niche genre. They truly are. I love them, but they are niche. Forza
can I?
doesn't move no 20 million copies, so I'm just thinking, why would they
Well,
go out of their way to make this deal?
well, two things. First of all, Forza is for the last 2 or 3 years has actually been the most. It's the most profitable franchise that the Xbox division has, aside from Minecraft. Like of their core, and Minecraft is more of a casual game. Core hardcore games, Forza is the most profitable. It's outstripped Halo and Fable. First of all, second of all, I think the deal that they inked with Forza, Forza gives them they get exclusive rights with Porsches, but they also Porsche I think is also going to help underwrite some of the funding to develop the Forza games. Basically, I think Microsoft did this deal so that they basically can lower the amount of money the Xbox division spends to float that game. Because I think that the Xbox division has had its budget slashed maybe by like 50-60% at this point, and they're doing what they can to maintain some level of liquidity in the for the game. Now I could be wrong, but I think that's what they did. Because when you see these types of deals where it's like a 6-year deal, I think it goes beyond just like what they're paying for. I think there's some I think there's some backroom money swapping hands, and I think in this case it was Porsche giving them money, not the other way around.
If we end up seeing a Porsche vehicle on the cover of the next Forza game, then you know Porsche basically paid for that.
Or either they underwrote the whole thing, or they like did like a 50-50 split. Because I mean, like, here's what people need to understand about the Xbox division. When the new dude came in, Nadal came in, he slashed the budget of the Xbox division. That's why Microsoft, that's why Phil Spencer shuttered all those studios, even studios that were doing stuff. That's why don't be surprised when they show the new Xbox. You're probably going to see a lot of games where it's like these are multi-plats, these are like going to be on PC and Xbox exclusive. Don't Windows exclusive. Don't be surprised if you see a lot of those, because their budget got slashed. And don't hold your breath for Crackdown, folks. Don't be, oh man, Crackdown. Just like I wasn't holding my breath for Scalp.
Yeah, Crackdown could end up being canceled, or it could just be an Xbox One Scorpio exclusive.
It's going to be a Windows exclusive. if it comes out, it's going to be on PC too. Definitely, I guarantee it.
Yeah, they're putting everything on PC.
Like the Louisiana Chef, I guarantee it.
Okay, don't be a dick.
What, man? Come on. We remember the Louisiana Chef. Get off the side of that pan right there. We going to add a tablespoon of salt. The guy adds like half a bowl of salt in it. But yeah, that Forza deal looked like it looks like a mark of desperation to me. Like, I think the Xbox Scorpio will be I think this is going to be their final fight. If you will. It was a good run, Microsoft. You spent tons of money and fucked up the gaming industry. Congratulations.
I will give them credit because at least they are seeking some type of exclusivity. And I get like I hear gamers occasionally, some of them out there saying exclusives don't matter. No, bitch, exclusives matter a lot. Any business, you ask them, how do you really plan on roping in customers and staying in business? You have to offer something that the competition doesn't have.
Yep. You have to have an exclusive service or good that you can only get at that location. I mean, because
like, for example, why do you think Walmart makes over $300 billion a year? Even they still went out of their way to make a great value brand, which is their brand. Best Buy makes over $30 billion a year as a company, and yet they still went out there and made Insignia and Rocket Fish and various other brands under their own umbrella. Those are their products, and they make a high margin of profit on those things.
The store brand. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's how you make money. You stay in business. So exclusives do matter. Even if it's DLC, I can give credit where credit's due. They're trying. It just the reason why I thought it was a waste. And I own all I own all the Xbox consoles. I do. I think it was a waste because I would rather have seen an exclusive game than exclusive, car brands. And I
And
know Forza is an exclusive game, but I would rather them put that money towards releasing
Scalebound.
Scalebound. I put that money
You know,
towards bringing back Blinks the Cat, the Time Cat, or whatever. Put that money down to giving us something we can't get on PS4 or PC or Steam. Give us something
you,
we can't get anywhere else.
you want to know the thing that pisses me off is that Fable 4 had to die, and yet they're making a damn racing game. I mean, and look. I know a lot of people like Forza. It's not. Look. Here's the thing. Like, I've never played a racing game. I mean, and you're talking to someone who has played a lot of car sims. I don't play the ones on the Xbox because I will never own an Xbox in my house ever. Like, never, ever, ever. But if you're talking PC, PS3 games, I love car sims. But most of the really good ones you got to get on PC nowadays. But I love car sims. I played a lot of them. And I've never been playing a car sim and saying, you know what? This shit needs Porsches. Like, if it didn't have Porsches, I wasn't like, this doesn't have Porsches, I can't play it. So this deal sounds like they just really wanted to underwrite. They really wanted the money to keep this brand alive. And this is going to help them keep the brand alive to make maybe 2 or 3 more games, maybe 4, before and hope these games sell well. Forza has overtaken, like I said, Halo as their most profitable in-house franchise. Minecraft obviously is more but they bought Minecraft. They didn't make Minecraft. Forza has pretty much been before it was Forza. It was the same people were making Project Gotham. So it's been with Xbox for a long time. So I want it to be good, but
I don't get racing sims, but people like them and bless them for liking them because I guess somebody has to.
well, let me qualify it. I don't like believe it or not, I like the Top Gear style sims where you race a course, not just a track. Like, you're going from point A to point B, and you have to like change the tires depending on what type of terrain you're driving on, stuff like that. I like that. I don't like arcadey style racers. I'm not into that, which is weird.
So
I like most
what
arcade.
you're telling me is that you don't like San Francisco Rush.
No.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I don't like arcadey racers. I don't, except for Daytona. But I like Daytona for the music. I don't really like the racing. I like
you didn't like Cruising USA, man?
Well, I mean, Cruising to me felt like Nintendo's answer to Daytona, and it had a similar feel. But like, I like those 2 games. But like when it comes to like if you give me an arcadey like futuristic racer like Wipeout or Extreme G, I'm okay. Or F-Zero. But like, if you're like talking like a modern racer, because it just doesn't, like, racing around on a track just over and over and over again, lapping, I can't get into it. If it's a kart racer, I'm okay. If it's like just like with real cars, I'm like, no.
Sounds like somebody's getting chased by a guardian.
Yeah, that's me. I'm trying to run from you. What up, guys, by the way?
How's it going?
Well, now since you're here, I'm not sure if you heard the news, but how do you feel about this 6-year Porsche deal that Microsoft did for the Forza franchise? You think it's a waste of money and could have been put towards an exclusive game, maybe? Or are you a big fan of Forza and you see no issues with it?
Well, I don't really know that right now.
You said what now?
What was the question again?
I said, how do you feel about the Microsoft 6-year deal with Porsche for the Forza games? Is it a waste of money or what?
I don't really know too much about Forza, so I don't know if it's fair if I should answer that.
Makes sense. Well, hey, at least you're not one of those gamers out there that hadn't played shit but got all the facts and know
My
it's
brother, yo, my
Yeah.
brother's a crazy Forza fan though. My brother, that's all he plays.
I
This is
know.
how they need to save this company. Have you played any of the games?
Like,
No, but that's how they need to do it.
I know people out there right now, like they used to talk shit like, man, Forza sucks. I'm like, you on the Xbox? No, I play Gran Turismo. Then how the hell do
Yeah,
you know?
I
Yeah.
fall asleep playing them shits, yo. I try to play them and I can't.
Yeah, I actually,
I mean,
I like the
I'd
game.
rather play Mario Kart 8. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
every
Something
gamer
fun.
has every gamer has like certain
I don't
genres that just do it for them, you know.
listen games.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I'd
what
rather
about you?
drive a real car. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
shit.
well, I'm not
Well, like I said, every gamer has certain games.
like
that
a
just do it.
realistic game. It's just boring for gaming. If you want to drive something realistic, drive a real car.
Hey! Look, you talking all that jive, man. You know, gamers today, if it's not hardcore and real, it don't matter.
No, what I'm saying, I'd rather play something fun though. You know, like on a video game.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
can appreciate that.
What
Yeah.
about you, Spike? Before we move on,
Like you were saying, dog, why are they doing all these old stupid ass deals instead of making, I don't know, exclusives for the console?
I mean,
Like, why
you
is it
asked
too
a
hard
$1 million
to
question.
like? Why is it that
Like,
so hard for Microsoft to understand?
well, I mean, let's keep it real, okay? And I know this is gonna hurt some Xbox fans' hearts, but I'm just gonna say it because it needs to be said. Microsoft didn't have the balls or the expertise or the right attitude to ever be in the console market. What they did have was a lot of money. But if we've learned anything, having a lot of money is not the only answer to being a console manufacturer, a first-party console manufacturer / game maker. You can't just throw money around. Like, you want to know why Blinks the Time Cat died? I found out. The first and second Blinks games sold well. You want to know why they pulled the plug on Blinks the Time Cat? There was a minor vocal minority who said they didn't like the character, and so Microsoft got scared because they're dickless. Okay, that like could you imagine if Nintendo said, "Man, people don't like this franchise. We can't make any more games for it."
oh wow,
Because of a vocal minority. Oh man, I'm tired of Mario games. Nintendo's like, fuck you, we're making Mario games. but here's the difference. Nintendo knows how to support a console and they make games for their console. Microsoft just has a lot of money. That's it. and it really, well, they had someone just giving them blank checks to spend lots of money. And I mean, you know, a lot of the issues that are wrong with gaming now, like games that are mandatory installs, and you put a game in, it's got to download like a cajillion patches before you can play it. That's Microsoft and their hard drive shit. We're making consoles that are friendly to developers. Man.
Well, speaking of money, here's the next topic. How about those Switch and Legend of Zelda sales?
Impossible! That's an irrelevant company, man.
It's impossible.
I'm sorry, but
All I know is they're selling great.
I made a video about this. I'm like, how in the hell did they sell? And this is in America, of course, people. So I know this is not worldwide numbers.
More
But in
games
America,
than units sold.
they sold 906,000 units, Switch units, in the month of March,
And
and they sold
980,000.
925,000 copies of Zelda
Well,
on the
we
Switch.
know why. We know why that happened, y'all.
People
Let's
are
keep it
buying the
real.
game before they even get the damn console.
Look, we know, yeah, they're buying the game before they get the console because the console is not in great supply in some places, and you know they're getting more units in, and people they bought the game because when they get the console they'll have something to play. I mean that's what happened, and which tells you, I mean it's a Legend of Zelda game. People have waited 5 years for this game, so I mean I can't get mad. I mean, you know.
Now I'm not sure how accurate this is. I really am not. But I will give it some credit, not complete, but some credit. But of course, you know, there's been rumors and news circling that the Switch costs roughly $247 to produce. Now I think it'd actually probably be right around that, a little bit cheaper. But that leads me to believe they are essentially making around $50 I'll say $50 or less, but it could actually be more than that. It really could, because people, the ones making these estimations, they're just breaking down what they believe the cost of hardware is inside of a device. But that
Hmm.
doesn't mean but they're not determining the manufacturer's cost. Like when
I
you buy chipsets in mass bulk, you're not buying it at a regular price. So not at a decent discounted price, you're getting a great ass price.
Yeah,
Well,
but I
yeah,
mean,
that's
you have to
that's that,
remember, a portion of that money goes to the store that's making the game. So the store probably bought these units for 220, 230 a pallet, and so Nintendo's cut of the profit is probably, like, once everything's said and done, is probably $20-$30, which is still, I mean, that's still
Very
a pretty
good.
good, pretty good profit. But I mean, really, I mean, once Nintendo, pays all the people they need to pay and do everything they need to do, they're probably not making that much money off of the hardware. But when you look at the amount of software they have on this system already, with like the digital storefront and with the software sales, and when you keep in the fact that they're keeping their budgets under control, like everyone's keeping their budgets under control, roughly speaking, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good system, a good gaming system. I mean, profit wise.
Go ahead, Kakashi.
I was saying it's how much did it cost for them to produce Wii U's?
I think we use for the news that I can recall, and this is what they announced themselves, Nintendo. Back when the Wii U launched, shortly after, they said that the Wii U will be profitable when sold with one game. This is at launch, and
Yeah.
then about 6 months later, they said it was profitable when sold alone.
So they got the
And because they were
manufacturing
having some
costs
issues
down.
with the factory or whatever, like the manufacturer was having some issues, like it was like a shortage of the chipset or something in the Wii
Yeah.
U. But then I think got under control, the Wii U was actually profitable when it was sold alone six
Yep.
months after launch.
Yep. Yep. I mean, really, what you want to aim for, having your console sell either at even or you're making some type of profit. But really, I've said this before: the real money in the video game industry is
Not
not in
hardware,
console
software.
sales; it's in software. Like, it doesn't matter how much hardware you sell. If your software is selling like garbage, then, I mean, because think about it, the PSP had an 80 million install base. That's slightly more than the 3DS right now, but it's also the most heavily pirated handheld in history. So Sony lost a lot of money on that, even though they had a large install base for the time. So I mean, it all boils down to your software sales, and I mean, like, I'm glad the Wii U had some very impressive software sales, like Mario Kart Wii U, or sorry, not Mario Kart, Mario Kart, New Super Mario
Mario-
Brothers.
oh,
New Super Mario Brothers U had a 60%, sold to 60% of the install base when it came out. So basically, if you extrapolate that, roughly like 5 out of every 10 Wii U owners have that game now. And it's a good game. And I think it went down to like $39.99. It's a damn good game. It's worth owning. So I mean, like, and I mean, and that's the thing about first party software, is that, like, the hardware, so you know where you can take shortcuts and where you have to really put your energy into X, Y, or Z. And I mean, the Wii U was their kind of like, they were still learning HD development at that point, and apparently now they have a hold on it, because I mean, they're porting games over really quickly too. Because I think Xenoblade 2, I think that was supposed to be on the Wii U, and they just ported the stuff over to the Switch.
Yeah.
I think if
I
the
guess
Wii
the
U would have
Switch
had
is
a
really,
featured top spin, it would have been a Wii U title.
Yeah, I mean, because right now the Wii U barely had a 5-year, like a little less than a 5-year life cycle. So I think I think Xenoblade 2 would have been like the swan song game, or a dual generation game on the Wii U and the Switch. But I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, like, I'm glad that they put it on the Switch and didn't do the shit they did with Mario Kart 8, because that would have
We're
been
gonna
like
take a note.
the gamers.
The Switch is really really friendly when it comes to porting games over, especially from a whole different architecture like the Wii U.
Well, hell, look at Snake Pass. They even said they got their game up and running in a week and got it on par within like I think 2 or 3 weeks with the PS4.
Yeah.
In some ways, it runs better than the PS4 version.
And you know what? That is so damn funny. When I saw that, I said, "Wow!" And then the
Same
same
thing
thing
with
though.
Lego City.
They
Same
gonna
thing
see
with
the
Lego
cover.
City.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they say in some ways like the draw distance is actually better on the Switch version, and there are
Because
other ways where the Switch version is
it's on a
better.
cartridge. Because it's on a cartridge. Yeah, people people talk shit about cartridges, but cartridges are badass
No, people
when
talk
it
shit
comes to
about lack
loading.
of RAM, and to me, having half the RAM on the PS4, but you can run on par with it, that's embarrassing for Sony fans, in my opinion. And this is coming from someone that owns a PS1, PS2, PS3, and a PS4. That's embarrassing.
Right now, PS4, Xbox One don't got nothing I want. That's why I only own the Wii U, the Switch, and the Xbox 360. It's not that I have something against them. It's just they don't have nothing I want right now.
And that's a lot of people. Like I know a lot of people that say for the 7th gen, all they had was the Xbox 360 and a Wii. Like, because to them, that's all they needed. Most of the games that came out for the PS3 hit the 360, and they performed better because of the easy to
Optimization.
the architecture. Yeah, and they
Yeah.
had the Wii because hell, one, it was popular. Two, you had
Fun
Nintendo
games.
games.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Vince,
you know, it. I mean, I've said this before and people got mad at me, but really, this eighth gen or whatever, I'm going Nintendo and PC because and I might get a PS4 if a
We
really good deal comes along. But I mean,
well,
most of the games I was looking for PS4 also had in PC, so it's like,
well, technically, Red
like I
Fox.
have less of a disincentive.
Technically,
This
Red
is
Fox. This is the ninth.
I still love my Wii U.
Well, eighth gen, ninth gen, point 0.5. I don't know, man. I
yeah,
can't
that's
keep
what
it
I'm saying.
all.
Like this is like kind of like the ninth gen for the Switch and Scorpio.
Oh,
Well, no, the
also,
Scorpio is an extension of the Xbox One. Didn't you know that?
speaking
I'll
of
probably
It's a
get that
0.5
Scorpio.
upgrade. It's
speaking of PC, Nvidia just can't stop releasing cards.
yeah. Well, because AMD came out with all that other stuff, so they were like, oh shit, we got to step up our game.
That's crazy.
we got to step up our game because AMD's like, hey, we'll give you moderately good. We'll give you 30% less of Nvidia at like 60 at basic, roughly 60% of their price. And I mean that's a good price point.
Yeah, so it's just like people are mad that it's like, oh, I just bought 1080 Ti and now they're releasing this new 1080, or I just got a Titan, which really shouldn't be used for video games.
It's more for video editing.
Yeah, you're not getting your money's worth if you just don't.
Well, I'm going to keep it real. Most of the graphics cards that are coming out from AMD and NVIDIA, really, you should wait another year to 2 years for them to start really getting, because like none of them are really at their best for gaming. Like the boost you're getting from a 580 from AMD is like only about 20% what you get from a 380 from a 390 now, which the 390 last gen graphics card wise was one of the best. Like the 490 is not outperforming a 390, which tells you something.
But you know what? It's funny. This is a slight tangent, but when they did little size comparisons for the Switch, when they put the thing up next to a Titan GTX 90 or whatever, it was like basically the card was bigger than the system.
yeah,
And
it was
I'm looking
ridiculous.
like you have a graphics card. I don't game on PC, people, not like that. When I saw that shit, I said, you mean to tell me people want to call the Switch out for being a cheap ass handheld that's not really portable and blah blah blah, and PC is better. I can get better graphics. Guess what? Your Titan graphics card, you ain't taking that bitch with you, not while gaming. You're just not doing it. When I saw the size of that thing, I said it's bigger than the Switch. And even if you could fit that shit in some bulky ass laptop, you're not gaming on a thing on the go.
That's
You
true.
just can't.
That's true. For me personally, I'm not even gaming. I'm not even gaming on my Switch on the go. So I mean, it just. I mean, people just need to understand that this shit has changed dramatically. It's different.
Hell yeah.
Uh, I don't get it, man. I really don't. But I have to say that for me, seeing the sales take off like that and seeing all these media outlets actually spout good news, when I look back on the 5 to 8 years of Nintendo negativity, especially surrounding the last couple of years of the Wii and all of the Wii U's lifespan, I was just like, wow, I would never expect that. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I
hell
really
is
wouldn't.
just hell has frozen over and got like a big blizzard, and that is
Yeah,
never.
I'm waiting for the shit to switch. No pun intended. Because
I can't wait till the online servers go online on the Switch.
I'm waiting for these people to start whining and complaining about how Nintendo lied to them and the Switch isn't what they thought it. Because I mean, it's coming. You know that the inevitable bullshit. Well, it's not what we wanted. All that shit.
The Switch is so unique. Anybody notice the sounds it makes? Like if you press different buttons.
Well, yeah. If
You know
you
when
have
you
it
got
on,
tap
and
it
you
three
put the
times?
yeah, if you have the Joy-Cons, and you put them in while the thing is on, they make the clicking noise, which everyone loves so very much.
Yeah, but you notice the part that you gotta press the button 3 times. You know how you gotta press it 3 times to turn it on? Well, if you press it with ZR or if you press in the analog sticks, it does different sounds. It's pretty damn
Yeah, I
unique.
noticed that. And one of the parts I liked, and I'm not sure if you guys recall this, when you first turn your Switch on and you're setting it up, every time you push a button and you get to the next screen, it takes like a stairway to heaven type of approach with the button sound.
That was it.
It starts like doo doo doo. Like every time you make a selection on the screen, when you're first setting it up, the initialization process, like it keeps going to a louder and louder or like sound. And I was like, what the hell is this about?
Even
Like,
reads it even reads the Joy-Cons color. You guys notice that?
I think I saw it in a few videos. Yeah,
When you click it in, it reads its color,
only
like red
Nintendo.
or blue. You'll see it on the side of the screen when you click it in. That's crazy. Like it even reads the color of the Joy-Con. That's how unique this system is.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that. That's
Like those are little things that they didn't have to do, you know? That's what
Well,
I love about Nintendo.
I mean, Nintendo's always kind of paid attention to detail. Like, remember with the GameCube, where if you pressed in button combinations, the boot menu would make different sounds.
Nintendo
Or,
goes all out, you know?
well, I mean, yeah, they have a level, and this kind of leads back to why Nintendo has been able to stay in the video game industry for so long. They have a level of pride and craftsmanship with their games and consoles that other people just don't have. Like, do you think Nintendo would have rushed a system out in order to beat their competition with it having the chance of it having a failure rate with bad soldering like the Microsoft did with the 360? Like, Nintendo wouldn't do that. They just like that's bad business. These are the people who kept around.
Desperate.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Nintendo kept around the Nintendo repair offices in Japan for like 25 years after the Nintendo stopped even being sold commercially to the Famicom. They kept it open in case people still had theirs and they wanted the shit to get repaired. And the only reason they shut them down is because the parts were getting too expensive to find. Like if the parts weren't so expensive, you're still like, man, I got to get this Famicom fixed. We got you. And then you compare that to people who are like, we need to beat the PlayStation 3, guys. Let's put this shit out here that's going to break half the time. I mean, that's why Nintendo deserves to be in the industry versus people who just have no pride in craftsmanship. They don't care. They're like, yeah, well, whatever. We just throw money at the problem. Yeah, they don't pay attention to detail. And I mean, that's why I'm not surprised that, I mean, it took about, 15, 16, 17 years for them to hit the wall enough times before they realized, maybe we don't need to be doing this. But It finally happened.
Well, you know what? That brings up another topic when it comes to detail. I think it was on Thursday. I was browsing YouTube while at work, and then I went and I decided to watch the first Breath of the Wild reveal trailer, right? Before they even had a damn name for it. And when I looked at that, the whole video with all Numa talking about it and stuff before he snapped his fingers, which is like which like the sound switch sound, and he was trying to explain it. I thought to myself, man, Nintendo is so damn detailed. He tried to explain to us what the concept surrounding Breath of the Wild was and how it worked, and we had no damn idea how vast and just how complex that would be and how fun. He was trying to tell us, I remember like I think one of them vaguely, he said that we want to make it to where, when we drop you off at the starting point of the game, you can go anywhere and do anything. And we never had a game like that before, so we're sitting here trying to think like they probably just basically went over our heads. We just probably thinking like, just give us a Zelda, we know what to expect. I didn't expect this shit. Going back at that trailer, I did not expect this.
You want to know? I have to disagree with you on that one. I have to disagree with you on that one. I was a little bit puzzled, but when they said that Monolith Soft helped make this game, I was like, okay, I get it now, because you could do the same thing in Xenoblade Chronicles X.
No, but I'm talking about the first ever reveal trailer before they revealed that Monolith Soft helped them work on it.
No,
I showed that trailer.
I agree with you with that. The trailer did, like, it was kind of difficult. Like, it wasn't that I didn't understand what he was saying. It was like how are they going to do that? Like, how are they going to be able to do that?
You can't comprehend what he was trying to say, and then seeing the game today, it's like, wow, we didn't have no fucking idea that, that they were going to give this to us.
When they said that Monolith Soft helped make that game, like, I was like, okay, it made perfect sense. Like, it all coalesced for me, because I was like, okay, yeah, I can get why you can go anywhere and you can go, practically do anything, because you can do the same thing in Xenoblade Chronicles X if you wanted to. Now, like Breath of the Wild and Xenoblade Chronicles X have this in common. You go someplace you're not prepared to go, you get it owned. But I mean, hey, if you want to, go for it. Knock yourself out.
or if you if you walk along the path of the wrong damn monster, it could be the end of days for your ass.
Yeah, look, you can do whatever you want to. Knock yourself out, buddy. Have fun.
It annoys me how I don't do the clicking sound on the dock, though. When it's docked, they don't do the clicking sound. Only when it's on your hand.
I would now. As far as the hardware, there is one small issue I have in reference to the dock. And no, it's not the scratching. I still don't have a single down scratch, folks. It's not bending my thing.
The whole scratch thing has been like I've taken this thing in and out like 100 times, and I've checked, no scratches, nothing.
Yeah, when I hear people say they're having a scratch issue, I'm like, what the hell are you doing to this? It's getting scratched.
To me, if you get scratches, you're not taking it out vertically. Like me, I actually stand over my Switch, I pull it up out of there vertically, but I don't just pull it out to where I'm leaning the dock forward. Like I don't take all day, but I pull it out vertically. It's fine.
But even with that, it's like, okay, look, this thing is built to take a certain amount of rough handling, but it's not. Look, this is okay. I know people are saying,
inside of my Switch is soft.
It's a portable. No, this is a home console that has portability. It's not like a Game Boy or a DS or a 3DS where you can throw that thing down and just fuck it, pick it up, go on, do what you need to do. This is not like that. This is not. You can't do that with this console. You can't do it. So
yeah, that's the thing. I mean, they could come out with a portable like iteration of this thing in a couple of years, but
I mean, this is not it. This is not the. You can't treat this. This is not Game Boy Nintendo. Okay. Game Boy Nintendo was tough. Game Boy Nintendo, this shit was an explosion.
Switch DS.
Yeah, this is not that type of stuff. So when I see people, they're like, "Man, it did this, like it scratched up." I'm like, "What are you doing to this console that's getting scratched up?"
They're probably clumsy. The ones that scratched up, those are probably the people that drop their cell phones all day.
Yeah, my only issue with the
pulling
dock
it up and towards them.
when I first got it, I thought that light, that green light, was like maybe like a charge light. That green light is basically, there's display on your television. But there is no charging light on the dock. There's not.
It turns on for a second though. It turns green, right?
No, it turns green when it's going to display to the television. That's when it's green.
Yeah, when I
But
first
but
opened my switch
honestly,
and I put it to charge, it looked like it turned on.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't stay on at all. Like if you put in your dock, whether your battery's at 80% or 20, there is no charging light on the dock itself to let you know it's
But
charging.
you know what's cool? That when you got it on your hand, on handheld mode, if you press left, the left right, you can see the percentage of the battery.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
That shit's pretty dope, right? Like if people don't know that, they won't even know how to do that shit, Like it don't tell you. You gotta figure it out just by playing the Switch.
To me, it's still surreal every day where it's like, man, I'm fucking playing Breath of the Wild at my mother-in-law's house at the kitchen table. And
It's amazing how unique this console is, though.
I just left my house playing it for 2 hours on my living room television. And
Yeah,
actually, this actually happened today.
I was actually playing it in
My
handheld
sister had
mode
to
for the
spend the
first
night.
time today, and
My
it was
sister had to spend the
amazing.
night today. And so what I had to do, I woke up this morning. I said I want to play the game. Then my wife's like, my sister's in there. So basically, I took the Switch, came back to the bed, played it for like a good 45 minutes in the bed. Then got up, had to leave, and I got up, played in the living room for like 2 hours. Then from there, left to my mother-in-law's house, played on the kitchen table for about an hour and a half. I'm thinking like I haven't missed a beat. I literally have. It wasn't a portable experience that's separate from the console experience.
And
It
the
just,
screen is beautiful.
it's just, to me, it's wonderful. It's like, wow, what I started doing this morning, I am still doing. I don't feel like I've lost any quality. I don't feel like I've lost a feature. Just nothing. It's the same game.
Well,
I
And
know.
can't get
Yo,
over that.
ain't it amazing the way you just could get up and just turn it on? You're already playing. They don't load up or nothing. That's crazy, yo.
It's just
that's
like
the
a
power of
second.
cartridges.
Yo, when that shit did that for the first time, I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, this shit is crazy.
Yeah, I could
Well-
I could just go into sleep mode and then walk by and pick up.
I mean-
right where
And then you
left
see
off.
Link running like nothing happened, right?
That's the power
You
of
turn it on and
cartridges.
Link's already running. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I find that shit crazy.
That's how it used to be back in the day. It's not like that anymore because modern gaming. We need to have friggin' hard drives and everything needs to load.
Yeah,
And
shit.
they brought back cartridges where it's in there. You just turn it on. You're done.
And let me just say, the
It's
standby
amazing. You
mode.
turn it on, Link's already running,
Like,
That's crazy.
Man,
Standby
imagine
mode
if this was a
is
CD.
amazing.
It wouldn't
It's
load
amazing.
fast.
I can't get over like the moment you hit that power button, the game is there. Like it's almost no delay.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
even-
It's like
even
if
when you
it's like if the switch is like if the switch never turns off. It's like if it's always on.
No, it's like when you even going from a cold boot, from a complete shutdown and turning it on, it's
Yeah,
seconds.
it's very quick. Yeah, and that's the power of
Having a
cartridges.
simplified UI as well.
Well, I mean,
Xbox One can't do that or PS4. You know what I'm saying?
simplified UI is a part of it, but really it boils down to solid memory versus reading off a disk or bringing it from a hard drive. Like, you cannot beat a cartridge. And that's old. Like, here's the thing. Everyone's like, oh, man, it blows my mind. That's how it used to be back in the day. It's
That's old
old school.
technology.
This is old school. This is not new shit. This is old shit.
Yep.
It's just sexy though. It's
And I
that
love
small.
it. Well,
Can't
I
wait to
mean,
buy mine.
I actually licked that shit. You guys licked it yet?
no.
No,
No.
I'm not looking
No.
at it.
So
When they told me,
So-
when they announced they had the
I
world's
actually
most
did that
extreme
shit.
bittering, I said no, nah.
Yeah, I have
numbs
no
your
reason
tongue,
to
though.
lick.
So 25, 30 years from now, we're going to be blown on Switch cartridges. Tell them the word.
Well,
No.
I mean, hopefully you won't.
They did that
have
so a kid could puke it out, so they won't swallow it.
Look, if a kid is dumb enough to put a cartridge in their mouth, and you
That's
choke
pretty
and
genius
die.
of them.
If you're a kid
Or the
and you're
parents.
dumb enough to take a 3DS or DS cartridge or Game Boy Advance cartridge and put it in your mouth and swallow, and you choke and die. I know this is gonna sound cold, but fuck it, you need to die so that your dumbass won't have kids. So those dumbass kids can be dumb enough to do that too.
Nintendo's avoiding a lawsuit, though. That's why they did that.
Well, yeah,
And in that aspect, Nintendo is parenting.
but that ruins the Darwin effect. Because, like I said, if you're dumb enough to do some shit like that, I mean, I'm sorry, you're too
But a
dumb to live.
toddler, what if a toddler, like say you got your son and shit, he's a
If
toddler.
you're a parent and your kid and you have like
I
small
would
shit
watch-
that they can
I
swallow,
won't. Yeah, it's the parents' fault. You know what I'm saying?
I
Because
mean,
they should know better, and
you know,
they should
I don't
not have a
have
little
kids,
object like
but-
that.
Okay, let me ask you a question then. If you saw your kid after this podcast grab one of your cartridges, and then you literally saw him grab the cartridge and start putting it towards their mouth, would you watch waiting for the comedy, or would you stop him?
I watch.
I'll watch. I'll watch just to see his face.
I'd be like, hold on, son, hold on, let me get my camera.
You sound like the type of parent who gives a toddler a lemon or a lime just to fuck with them.
Yes, I'll
That's
be that type
horrible.
of parent.
That is a horrible thing to do to a human being.
Well, while we're talking about the Switch and Breath of the Wild, let me get some updates from you guys. So I know either everyone on here either has a game on Switch and or Wii U. So, well, what's your progress so far? If you beat the game, what's your percentage? If you haven't beat the game, how many
Just
shrines do you
started.
have?
I never
think-
found the percentage. So.
I haven't beat. I've beat the game, and I don't know my percentage. I never checked.
How many
Yeah.
how many shrines you beat?
I think maybe like 60.
Oh damn. Okay.
Maybe.
I beat it in
I
113.
only beat 10 shrines. I only did 10, and right now I got 2 horses, and I'm just treasure hunting right now. I'm not even trying to do the story.
Oh no,
I think I got like 50.
you can really do all the shrines without doing the story.
I think I got like 50 shrines done. And I've done 2 main dungeons so far.
No, I only got 10 shrines. 10. I only did 10.
Damn.
I got 2 divine beasts under my belt.
I have 1 divine beast, 100 shrines. I think I found a total of about 200 or so Korok seeds. I can actually do all 3 of the divine beasts right now if I want to. The 3 remaining ones, I don't want to. I've done
I got
almost
18
all the
Korok
shrine
seeds.
quests, and I'm trying to do all the side missions right now, like every single one of them.
Well, some of them you can't do until you clear the divine beast. So you're going to have to, if you want to clear all the side quests, you're going to have to clear the divine beast.
Yeah, I kind of figured that, but
Yeah.
On the story, I'm on the part where I gotta go to Kokuruku village.
Yeah, and if you want a certain item that
Really? On the story? You said, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Kakariko.
if you want a certain item that allows you to endure lightning storms, you need to.
Yeah, like you have to, like there's entire areas that you can't even do side quest wise until you clear out the divine beasts and take care of business. So
I do have a question, and I've been thinking about this. Like I said, I bought the guide day 1. I had yet to open it. I want to get as far as I could before I did that. But are there certain shrines that don't appear or they don't get missions once you beat a divine beast?
well, there's certain shrines that don't open up unless you clear a divine beast.
Okay, because I think I found every single shrine I could on just 1 divine beast, and that's about maybe 105.
Well, the thing is that there's a lot of shrines. There's a lot of shrines that you can't get to until you like once you clear out the divine beast, the area opens up. It becomes less hostile. So like you can't, like there's certain areas you can't get to, like especially if the divine beast is messing up the environment or doing something else, or if it's a shrine that you basically have to do a side quest in order to get to, the person that you need to talk to isn't going to be interested in talking to you if the divine beast is wilding out. So it's one of those things where if you want to clear out certain areas, you're going to have to do Divine Beast, or if you're trying to do something else, you're going to have to do a Divine Beast because it's going to trigger other events to go down so that you can do it. So yeah,
And I will say this: over the past 2 weeks, I have been, of course, I'm not really searching for them, but I've been kicking Lionel's asses.
yeah. I mean, once you
That's
get
fun.
down, yeah, once you get down how to like do shield parries and blade parries and critical dodges, and you get down like the rhythm of fighting them, and you start getting upgrading your equipment. It gets a lot easier to beat them. But
Well,
the first,
I beat them by give. Well, I beat most of them by giving them a seizure. And when I say that, what I do is
You stun them.
I
Oh.
fly in, I stun them with like the 3 arrows point blank. It stuns them, and then or if they run at me, I use stasis on them, and then I take out my dual handed blade. And since I got like 2.5 stamina wheels, I'll spin in place until they recover. Even with a white bearded Lionel, that takes like half their health.
oh yeah, like here's the thing: everyone has uh, certain methods of defeating them. Like what works for me is just basically I use my bow and arrow to stun them because like you hit them in the face, it staggers them, and then I run, get on their back with the barbarian armor, which boosts your attack by insane amounts once you get to 4 stars, and then I just like go to town because it doesn't use any weapon stamina to do that, and then I rinse
Yeah,
and repeat.
you mount them and beat the shit out of them basically until they rock you
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then I just repeat. I'm like, okay, here we go again.
I will say for anyone if you haven't fought one yet, now the red Lionel, when you first see one, you may think
He's
it's
a mofo.
difficult,
Yeah.
but it's fairly simple.
If you
But
have less
that
than
white
8
bearded
hearts,
Lionel,
yeah.
that, that's the one that I would tell you. Watch out.
Yeah, if you basically, I'm gonna say by hearts. If you have less than 8 hearts and shitty armor, the red Lionel is he's gonna own your ass. He's gonna turn you into his bitch. If you have decent armor, the red Lionel and weapons, the red Lionel is like he's slapping around like a little girl. But the white Lionel and the silver Lionel, oh god, those mofo's. Once you get farther in the game,
You talking about you say silver? I fought 2 white bearded ones.
yeah,
Well, you get the silvers
yeah,
when
the
you
white one.
defeat 2 divine beasts.
Yeah, the white ones are tough, but the silver ones are even more powerful. And then you get the last one are the champion Lionels, and the champion Lionel is no good joke. There's only one in the game, but he's a son of a bitch.
I heard from someone else. This is weeks ago, of course. They said that the more divine beasts you get, they upgrade the enemies in the game, and of
Yeah.
course, the silver bokoblin is like
Yep.
the highest
It's pretty
bokoblin you
tough.
get.
Yeah, the
But
silver buckle is pretty tough.
But I only did one divine beast, and I wasn't seeing silver bokoblins at first. And I still, to this day, only have done one divine beast. I haven't even entered the starter mission for the other one
I
yet.
think you need to
But
do like 2 or 3.
no, I'm already seeing them. I see
No,
them.
but it's also based on your overall progress in the game. So like if you're getting a lot of Korok seeds, that goes towards your progress. If you're upgrading your equipment, if you have done a lot of the shrines, like they become more powerful. Basically, as you get access to better weapons, the enemies scale with you to an extent.
Okay, see, I was wondering that because I told my I said, well, someone said to me that yeah, once you do like 2 or 3 divine beasts, you start seeing silver, like silver stuff. You do like 1, you start seeing the blue. You do 2, you start seeing the black. And I
Yeah.
said, well, shit, I'm seeing silver only done 1.
Well,
I'm seeing white bearded Lionel.
also, it depends on if you kill a lot of like bokoblins, like the weakest ones, like the red ones, then you'll start seeing blues. If you kill a lot of blues, you'll start seeing silvers. Yeah, you'll see.
Like
They don't. Look, we aren't allowed to call them that.
I would say this.
They're bokoblin high. They're bokoblin. They're pigmented bokoblin. They're dark pigmented bokoblin Hylians. If you kill a lot of those, you'll get silvers.
But I ran into a camp today, and I couldn't believe this camp has so much. Now, this wasn't a camp that has multiple levels. This is the ground camp, dude. There was 2 silver bokoblins. There was about I think 3 black, about 2 blue, 2 moblins, and 2 black Lizalfos all in the same damn camp. I say if someone was to attack that thing alone
And they
right
weren't
now, just with no
prepared.
help,
Yeah.
no, even if you're prepared, you'd be surrounded by at least 10 enemies too damn quick.
Well, I mean, like I've jumped into camps like that. Like here's the thing: once you get to a certain point in the game, you get to the point where you dare the game to throw high risk things. Like I've gotten to the point now. Like in the beginning of the game, I was dying all the time. Like a Lionel would hit me with that damn club, and like Link has the most hilarious death animation in this game. It's so much fun. He's like, oh, like pansy.
But knocked down a mountain.
He just like anytime he takes a hit, like a really heavy hit, he just has this look like, dude.
It's funny when he gets killed by an arrow, like to the chest.
Anything, he just has this like he just. I'll tell you, the ragdoll physics in this game are hilarious. It's the most unrealistic.
When he takes an arrow to his heart, he like he like gets stiff.
He's like, I'm like, so ridiculous. But basically later on, like I'm at the point now where I can run into a camp and there'll be 2 or 3 Lizalfos champions, which have massive amounts of health. And they have really good weapons, which is why I go after them, because they have really good weapons. I haven't ran into a Moblin champion, but Lizalfos champions, the Silver Bokoblin. I hate those bastards. I mean, like the game scales up with you. I just wish the combat wasn't. I mean, like I said in my review, the combat it's deep with what you can do, but Link's moves that he can do, even with all the different weapons, are really, really kind of shallow. So it's kind of a weird kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I would say this. I think this game is missing one thing that I hope they at least consider patching in. I say consider. I like all the weapons. I even like the weapon breaking thing. I mean, I think it's great. It drives you to keep fighting more powerful enemies. So I get it. But you know how bokoblins and moblins can all attack you with their bare fist and or foot?
Yeah, you should be
Why,
allowed to have.
like, why can't Link? I'm not saying really. If you don't want to do bare fist because he's smaller than most of the enemies in the game, why can't he wear a pair of gauntlets at least?
Yeah.
And give a haymaker to the jaw.
be the best.
Well, I mean, yeah, that would have been cool. Or even, what would have been even cooler if they had given us tools in the game like they had in previous Legend of Zeldas, and they had cat claw gauntlets where you could, stab a dude with cat claw gauntlets. That would have been awesome. But alas, we have breakable weapons, and everything has to be unique.
I wish he could wear a pair of gauntlets, and instead of shield carry, of course, he can like block their weapon and hold it in place.
Yeah.
Like I really wish that was a thing. It's like, man, I can see people really loving that shit because it'll make him extremely flexible and fast because he's not holding a shield and or a sword.
Well,
It may not be strong, but it'll be great.
Link in this game, like I said, the amount of shit you can do with what you have in this game is really interesting. Like if you really like, you can do the dodge, the perfect dodge, the perfect parry. Those are really cool. The slowdown when you draw your bow. But when you compare this version of Link to, say, Twilight Princess Link, I'm sorry, I'm telling you, man, no wonder you got your ass kicked. that's why you got your ass kicked. Like it makes perfect sense. I was like, well, now we know.
Man. But I'm almost hitting 200 hours in the game. I've yet to beat it. I still have a lot more story elements, but I have already done all my memories. I've even got the secret memory. And for me, for the most part, I'm just left with a few more shrines, a few more side missions, 3 more divine beasts, and Korok seeds. That's it. Like, but
Korok seeds aren't even worth it. I keep it real. They so aren't worth it.
No, but what I've learned is I know more than a few people that say they did more than a few side missions. They found 90 plus shrines, and they beat the game, and that shit said 30%, and they're like, "What the hell is going on?" I got almost all the shrines. The Korok seeds, big ass chunk.
Yeah, there's 900 of them.
I know, and I said I actually said I didn't want to beat the game until I got at least 400.
Well, good luck with that. you might need the guide if you're gonna go for 400.
Well, actually, the guide comes with this big ass poster that has the placement of
This-
all 900 Korok seeds.
Yep.
And that map doesn't even like a map. It looks like someone put together a damn connect the dots photo.
Basically, yeah. It's. I mean, the Korok, the Korok seeds are ridiculous because you can't say it's the heart pieces because in the past it was heart pieces because you don't really have conventional heart pieces in this game. I mean, you do, but you don't find them. You just you use you use the orbs to get more hearts or more stamina, which kind of is. I mean, everyone knows I'm not enthralled with this game. I enjoy it. It's a fun game, but I've put 250 hours in this game, so obviously I've enjoyed it. But
I think the playtime between my wife and I were probably about 300 hours total playtime.
Yeah, look, it's a great game. It's fun, but my God, I just wish they had a fishing rod in this game and I could actually fish. That would just be perfect.
When I first turned the game on and I saw the fish in the water, my first thought was, if we got weapons in this game, I'm pretty sure they're gonna give us a fishing rod.
Nope.
No.
No. You're gonna have to either dive in there and catch that shit or bomb them. And I'm like,
I threw a heavy ass rock on a fish and killed him.
I mean, why can't I just use a fishing rod? I mean, come on.
You know what though? I found it really
just grab them.
No, because you can grab them, of course, but you can also bomb them.
You can bomb them. You can
throw something at them.
Yeah,
you can even throw your weapon at them or shoot them with an arrow. You can.
Yeah. Or you can do one of my personal favorites, boomerang fishing.
Hey,
fire.
I ain't even thought of that one. Boomerang fishing.
I made a dumbass mistake today, and I had to commend the physics system for being realistic. So today, for the first time, I went to Goron City, right? And you know how you have those octoroks that
please.
What? You know how they have those octoroks that have a rock on the top of their head.
The rocks.
Yeah. So basically, I'm on top of a little hill. I'm looking at them, trying to surprise them and kill them. And so I said, okay, then my regular arrow ain't working because I can't get you back in time. You're looking right at me. I said, I'm going to see if I can blow your ass up. I pull out my bomb arrow, and the shit blows up immediately.
Yeah, I like blowing shit up.
It's so hot. Yeah, it's so hot. The way you defeat those guys, what I've discovered is if you pull out the bomb room and you throw it at them when they're sucking in, they swallow the bomb room and you detonate it and it blows. But you know what else? You know what else you could also do? If you have a rusty weapon and throw it at them, they'll suck that up, chew it, and spit out a clean weapon. And if you catch it in time, you can get a new weapon. It's actually
my wife told me about that. And another thing I discovered, I think it was actually 2 days ago. You know the small what is it? Not the Stalnux, the rock animal.
Peblets.
I just jumped back and hit them on that weak spot.
But I'm talking about the small ones. The small ones, you can just actually pick them up and throw them.
Oh yeah. That's a great way. That's a great way to kill them, especially when you have enemies around that are weak against bombs. You can pick those sons of bitches up and throw them at other dudes, and they'll blow up and hurt them. It's awesome.
I thought it was weird because the big one you hit the weak spot, right? But the small ones they don't have a weak spot. So it's like weeks ago I was hitting them with like two-handed swords, even a sledgehammer. Okay, this is bullshit. It does nothing. Then I said,
pick them up and throw them.
You pick them and throw it, it's like instant death.
Yeah, and you can pick them up and throw them. You can lure them into a group and drop a bomb and then run away and blow them all up at the same time.
I've been doing that the whole time.
That's fun. Yeah. One of my favorite things is if I'm in an area where they have those flock of keys coming at me, I'll pick up one of those dudes and throw them at the group of keys, and it'll blow up and take out a whole bunch of them in one hit. I mean, look, I have to keep it real. The physics engine in this game is great. My only complaint about it is I think the physics engine kept them from implementing a more in-depth combat system, like special moves that Link could do. Because like what you can really do when you get down to it is kind of like it's not quite as refined as it could have been, but overall, like with all the other improvisational stuff you can do, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the weakest console.
And I can definitely tell you, it's true what they say. You can find something new in this game almost every day that you didn't know or that you hadn't seen before. I don't give a shit if you say you beat the game, you've done all the shrines, you're gonna find something new or discover some new way to do something, and it's crazy. I can't believe after almost 200 hours, I'm still like, oh wow, that shit's so damn cool. I did not know that. And I'm thinking I have
It's amazing.
20 plus people that I talk to on Google Plus and you guys that are playing this shit almost daily. And we talk about it all the time.
Did you know you can fly with magnesis?
Fly with what?
But they're probably gonna patch that out. I'm sorry.
They did?
You can fly with what now?
Magnesis.
You can fly with magnesis?
Oh yeah,
Or-
someone actually put like a box on top of another one, and then like yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they're probably gonna patch that out though. I'm just telling you right now.
And then you had that one guy saying, the one guy that said he wants to see if you can beat Ganon with this
4 hearts.
yeah, no, with the damn Cucko.
Yeah, chicken. I don't. Maybe Ganon's first form, but his second form, you have to use the arrow of light.
Man,
Actually,
yeah,
it's 4
Go ahead.
forms. No, 6 forms.
do you guys have anything else you want to bring up before we close out?
Gotcha.
Breath of the Wild is the only game you'll need. That's it. Yeah.
Well, you know, and if you know, we got I know Red Fox okay, Mario Kart 8 this week, and then of course in May I get my NBA Playgrounds, I get my Street Fighter.
I can't wait. I can't wait for that Street Fighter. Oh my god, man.
Street Fighter,
Can't wait for
Depends on
me
how
to get a Switch.
but it's old though. You shouldn't be excited for old games.
Nah, I'm a Street Fighter fan, and that's
I'm just curious on how it's going to be competitive wise because y'all know how
I'm just
Street
waiting
Fighter
for.
2, dude. It's Street Fighter 2.
I've been
That's all
playing
you
Street
need.
Fighter since the arcade, though.
I'm looking at how the speed is, and I'm like, it's like 0.16 slower than.
Well, let me
I remember playing Street
Right.
Fighter back in
put it
the
this way. It better have a turbo option. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that game's gonna be nasty. I'm telling you.
Me, I'm
No, they're
waiting
gonna
for the
sell.
update.
They're gonna sell the turbo option to you for $1.50.
I mean,
It is Capcom.
to be fair, they did it back then in the arcade cabinets.
All I want for this game, I want this game to be successful enough so they can remaster Street Fighter Alpha. That's all I want.
No,
Not there's that 8-bit
I want to see
fighter.
them remaster Street Fighter 3.
What 3 as well, but more for me, I enjoy Alpha more. And hell, I even go so far as to say, give me Street Fighter EX.
I'm just glad we got it's gonna be online, you know. Like the other ones weren't deeper like that.
That's well, they gotta get the characters.
I said the one for the PS4, but the one for the PS4 got the old voices and everything. The HD one. It's not like the one coming out for the Switch. They got everything remade, the voices and everything.
No, they have the old voices in that one too.
Nah, do the comparison. Trust me. Listen to Saga on the HD version on the PS4.
Man,
listen to
here's
him
the
on.
thing. I played this game when I went to the Nintendo experience, and I mean the voices sound a bit clearer, but they still have that same SNES sound to them.
The HD is similar, but the voices
not quite SNES, but yeah, more like CPS2.
Well, to me, because that's what I played. And I'm okay with that because I mean it was crappy, it was dinky, but we had fun. We weren't complaining about that because we were gamers. I know that's a hard concept people understand.
Yeah, I know, right?
Anyone here played Spectre of Torment?
Spectre of Torment? I have not played it yet.
No, I'm waiting for mine because the 3DS version comes in Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for it to download on my Wii U, and then I'll play it.
What game is
Yeah,
that?
I said I
Spectre
would
Tournament.
because
The
I want
Shovel
to get
Knight
it for the
update.
Switch, but I think for the Switch is digital only, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy that. I'm gonna have to re-buy that Shovel Knight too, man.
No,
Even though
it's
I
The
had it.
not
Shovel
even that.
Knight.
I'm just not buying it again because I've already triple dipped. I have it on Wii U, 3DS,
Damn.
and PC. I'm not getting it for Switch.
There was one
Not even a
topic.
humble bundle.
At least it comes with all three though this time. With Pledge Night and
But
Spectre Night.
but it already, if you own the game already, you get those other versions already.
Yeah.
Like when they're ready, they come with it. So it like either way, I've already bought the game 3 times. I'm not buying it again, not for the Switch. I did my part for Yacht Club.
There's one more character coming
I'm
as well.
definitely
It's
getting
the
for
last one.
Yeah, King Knight, I think. The King Knight quest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is one topic because I mentioned it in the events page, Doc, about how Konami and Namco Bandai when they got rid of Hideo Baba and Kojima, they're starting to have a change of heart now.
Yeah.
Why?
I've
Well,
noticed.
Hideo Baba was actually the catalyst behind the Tale series. He'd been there for a while, so I don't know if the Tale series will be able to come back. But you're right about Konami. Once they got rid of that dead weight, they've been straightening up and flying right.
Because again, people like Jim Sterling say, F Konami, but at the same time, it should be really F Kojima because he's the one who was bringing that company down.
And they even have the same amount of syllables in their
He
name.
was interrupting their flow. He was bringing them down.
Because it's mighty funny how as soon as he got the boot from Konami as vice president, now all of a sudden here comes Bomberman.
It's amazing how when he was there, we couldn't get a decent Castlevania game or a R-Type.
Anybody got that Bomberman?
Or a good Bomberman. You got Bomberman Zero.
Right, you got Bomberman?
Yeah, I do.
I believe.
I got it
Is
as
it
well.
fun?
I've only played it for like an hour though, so.
Tisk. Yeah, it's fun.
Look, man, I'm sorry that I'm preoccupied with the greatest game of all time.
Yeah, it's Bomberman.
That's debatable.
Like there's absolutely, it's Bomberman. It's good to see Bomberman back. It's a solid game. It's not blowing my socks off, even though pun intended. But it's Bomberman. I wish it was more like Bomberman 64 or Bomberman Hero or Bomberman 64 2. But it's Bomberman.
Look.
Well, it's more like the Bomberman for the TurboGrafx 16.
I've put hours in this game. It's fun, but I mean they made it better when they came out with the patch last week where they fixed like issues like the input lag and stuff online.
Yeah,
You have a lot of people.
Is the online Fallout Bomberman?
Yeah, it's a lot better now.
Okay, because
Thank goodness.
About to pick that game.
the mayhem on that game is the multiplayer. If you have a lot of people to play with you in that game or the online, it can reach some smash. It's craziness.
Yeah, it's multiplayer first, single player second. Even though I damn the story mode, just haven't gotten around to beating it yet.
Well,
I can't wait till they announce Smash for the Switch already.
they're not.
No, they haven't, but I think that's happening.
No,
Yeah.
they're not.
I really think that.
No,
You think
I'm curious now.
Well, because there's
Smash is not needed.
Yeah, here's the thing. I would rather them work on a new Smash than. And here's the thing. Even if they did, they wouldn't be able to include all the DLC with the new one because Namco Bandai is involved with the shit. And if you thought you were getting raped with the DLC with Smash 4, they just do it all over again on the Switch. And I mean, I don't think anyone should get their wallet raped like that.
Trust me.
No.
I love Smash, but I'm telling you right now, I have all the games. It's not coming. I truly believe it's not coming to Switch because look at Mario Kart 8.
Oh.
I think
Well, no,
Mario Kart
probably-
8 came because Mario Kart was only limited by the Wii U's install base. That game has over 50% of the Wii U's install base. Smash is also high, but Smash is having around maybe 35%. Mario Kart 8, think about Mario Kart Wii. Smash is not gonna ever touch Mario Kart sales.
I will
I
say
don't know.
this though,
Only
like
time will tell.
I'm curious.
In terms of
I'm
if it comes to
curious,
Switch or not.
like, you know how they ported Mario Kart 8 over, and now we got battle mode after people ask for a proper battle mode. I'm curious if they do the same for Smash Bros. Are we gonna get a proper
Story mode?
Adventure mode.
I agree, but here's the thing: Nintendo did Mario Kart 8. That's a first party game. Namco Bandai did a substantial amount, and I mean like you're not going to be able to get a total package with all the DLC. They're just because Namco Bandai is too fucking greedy.
And on top of that, Namco Bandai is going to have some control over the pricing model for Smash.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo's going to probably price it at $60, like they do with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The problem is the DLC. Namco's not gonna get this shit away for free.
Yeah.
They're not.
The DLC for Smash Brothers 4 is like $90 for everything. Maybe 70 if you do like because even with the package deals, you're not really getting a deal. It's just a package. It's just everything added up. So it's like $90 fucking plus. And I mean, it's like just Namco Bandai's not giving away that type of profit because that's more than the fucking game. So
basically, Smash Bros. Will end up being one of the few first party games that Nintendo is not making all the money on their own.
Yeah,
they're having to split that with Namco.
And personally speaking, I would rather them make a new Smash Brothers and not have Namco Bandai anywhere fucking near it, those greedy Paraguda bastards, and just do it internally. And please, look, if Sakurai is going to troll people,
that's how you really feel. Jeez.
If Sakurai is going to troll people and not include a fucking single player mode, you know what? Don't work on it. Get somebody else.
I can tell you this: if there is a Smash, we know that probably more likely will be one for the Switch. Something tells me it's not going to come until 2018 because this year we've already got a list of a lot of great multiplayer-centric games, and they don't want anything to take away from ARMS. So, but next year, I think we'll see an announcement for Smash.
If they wait till 2019, I don't care. Look, whatever new Smash they come out with, please, for the love of all things holy, give us a decent fucking single player. That's it. Decent single player. That's it. Like Brawl.
Yeah, the problem with Smash 4 is they focus more on the competitive side because of those stupid melee players.
Yeah.
But even then, Sakurai trolled them by putting in some shit they didn't like. So to me, I think the next Smash it won't be nearly as competitive. Because he said this in multiple interviews. This game was made to be a fun party game. They did not make this for competitive reasons. Just the players are taking the shit too far. You still got them modding, Project M. And someone said they're already working on like a modded version of Smash 4. It's like, get over it, dude. Like, it's just ain't like legal in competition, more or less. There are some competitions that do Project M, but not many. So, like, you're playing a game, you're claiming to be the best at a game that's not even really a game. It's a mod.
Look, here's the thing. I don't care if people want to mod Brawl. God bless them. But if they're going to make another Smash Brothers, give us a decent thing. Because here's the thing. Smash 4, the multiplayer is perfect. It really is. It's once they added tournaments and stuff like that, it's perfect. Now, except the single player is about as firm and dependable as a wet noodle. So, as a cooked wet noodle. So the next one, they need to once they add a decent single player again, because the single player on Smash 4, especially on consoles, is garbage. And even on the handheld is not that good. So I mean, they need to have a better single player. And if a grown ass man like Sakurai is gonna get his feelings hurt because people, a vocal minority is gonna say some shit, don't have him work on it. Have someone else work on the shit. I don't care. That's all I have to say on that.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and end it here, guys.
Like I said, time will tell.
We'll find out, Brownie. Maybe another Kingdom Hearts 3 situation. But
burn.
What
But I
burn?
do want to thank you guys for being here. I want to thank the viewers for tuning in. I know it's been a long time coming, but hey, good talk tonight.
Kingdom
And
Hearts
go-
3 is never coming out, ever.
Shut up! Don't anger this man.
Okay,
It's coming out next
whatever.
week.
Get your
What are you
side
talking
off.
about? It's coming out next week.
You go first.
Whatever.
Next
You
week
guys
in a
said the
parallel.
same thing about ports. So,
Next week in a parallel dimension.
Hell,
you guys said the same thing about the Switch port. So yeah.
I mean, two came out when I was in middle school. I'm in college, and
Leave
three still
him
out
alone, Brownie. Give your damn sign off, please.
here.
Well, this is your Nintendo Maverick signing out. It's been a pleasure being here. And
All right.
these fools go crazy. That's it.
And Sprite.
All right, Sprite Remix here. Thanks for a good little podcast, and I'll try to be back some more once finals are out the way, Doc. I promise.
All right. And Uziel.
It was fun. See you guys next time.
Mr. Red Fox.
This is Mr. Red Fox, and I'm gonna leave you guys on a sad note. A website that we all used to know, and some of us loved, some of us hated, is no more. It's dead, and I just found this out.
He's dead, everybody.
And so I'm just gonna play it out just a little bit.
Oh, hold on. What website's dead? I haven't heard.
No way. Are you serious?
Dude,
Bye, bye.
I've been busy.
It's over.
What website is it? We're not gonna. Which one?
I only have one thing to
put it in the
say.
chat.
I only have
I'll
one.
put it in the chat.
I only have
It's
one
in
thing
the
to
chat.
say about this particular website. Sorry, let me.
I'll hear it, Doc. I'll put it in the group chat.
Did I? Oh, sorry. How about that one? That's what I have to say about that particular website. It just couldn't.
So that Mexican food really messed you up, huh?
That just sounded wet.
It just didn't. It just couldn't make it. It just couldn't. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, all right. Kenoshi, give your sign off.
This is Yoshi Mamito here to say that Final Fantasy VII is going to be a disaster. Kingdom Hearts 3 is never coming out. Square Enix is
Yo, I love Final
online
Fantasy
support.
VII, the original.
And we're out,
I
folks.
don't give
We're
a
out.
fuck what anybody said. That game is nasty.
And this is me, your host, Dr. Feelgood.
It's
Going
getting crazy.
faster and keep it
Getting
gaming.
crazy.
Damn, you guys.
Orange juice expired.
Yeah.